This video is to talk about the math assignment with 3D shapes for Wednesday, December 8th. So we're going to be focusing on three-dimensional shapes. The last couple days we've been talking about flat shapes or 2D shapes. Today we're switching over to three-dimensional shapes. So these are the main 3D shapes we're going to be talking about on this paper. Make sure you write your name on it. And parents, you can just let your child watch. If you have these shapes at home, it could be a can of vegetables, it could be a party hat, a megaphone, it could be a Kleenex box, preferably a cube and not a rectangular prism, but you know, the one with squares on it, that's what we focus on. Rectangular prisms are first grade, and a ball of some kind. For this paper, we will need multiple of each one, but that's okay. I have that here so your child can watch in the video what we do there. And I just realized I don't know where I put my shapes. Oh, I found them. Okay. So, first write your name. And then we're going to be talking about sliding, rolling, and stacking. So those are all three different things we're going to talk about with 3D shapes. So first is sliding. If a shape has a flat face, if it has any flat part at all, it can slide. Slide is not the same as rolling. I want you to think, if you were sitting on a slide, you don't roll down the slide. You slide down the slide, which means one part of you, your bottom, stays on the slide and it goes down the slide. It's sliding like that. So I can slide this cube on any of its faces. Whichever way I turn it, I can slide it. So which shapes can slide? You definitely want to circle a cube right there. Now let's look at the sphere. Can a sphere slide? Well, when I push it, it's going to go all by itself. That's not sliding, that's rolling. A slide has to be where you have to keep pushing it, and it might be able to go down if it's an incline, like a slide, you know, like it's angled. But I don't have one of those. I wouldn't be able to set it up to show you. Sliding and rolling are different. So if it has a flat face on it, it can slide. So a sphere cannot slide. It can only roll. It only rolls. Now, a cylinder, they already have that one circled, and they even have a picture of it. A cylinder has flat parts on the top and bottom. Right now I'm holding it side to side, so left and right. But to make it slide, you would have to put it on the circle and then push it to slide it. This way, if I put it this way on the round part, that's not sliding. Again, that's like the sphere, that's rolling, so that's different. But it can slide, so I'm going to put it right there. Now the cone, it does have one flat face, I'm sorry. And so that means if I want it to slide, I'd have to put it on the flat face, and then it can slide. If I put it sideways like this, watch what it does. It's not sliding. Again, that's rolling. Only if I put it like this can it slide. So we should have three shapes circled that can slide. Now let's talk about rolling. So rolling is when you have it sitting, and then if you push it and it rolls away. So I can definitely roll a sphere, and I don't think that's going to stay there, but we'll try. Ooh, okay. So I can roll a sphere. You can go ahead and circle that one. Now we just talked about how a cone can slide, but you saw that when I put it on its side, it rolls around in circles. So it can also roll. It can slide and roll. We're going to go ahead and circle that for rolling. And then the cylinder, when you stack it like this, it'll slide, but when you turn it this way, it rolls. So 3 of those shapes can roll. This one, the cube, will not roll because it doesn't have any round parts. It has to have a round part to roll. That's how it rolls, on the round part. Cubes don't have round parts, so it cannot roll. Don't circle that one. Now, the bottom question says, which ones can stack and roll? I'm sorry, not stack. Which ones can slide and roll? Well, if you circled both of them, one up here for sliding and this, you circled it again here for rolling, then it can do both. Now, if you only circled it one time, you didn't circle it here, it cannot do both, so don't circle it down here. Which shapes can do both? It has a flat face for sliding and it has a round part for rolling. It should be 3 shapes. that can slide and roll. Now, on the back, we're asking about stacking. So first we're asking which shapes can stack on themselves. So I'm going to get a few different cubes and see if they will stack on top of themselves without falling over. Yeah, I even kind of knocked it over and it went right back to where it was supposed to. So cubes can definitely stack on top of each other, like this picture shows. So you can circle the cube. Now let me look at cones. Can a cone stack on top of itself? Let's see, if I try it like this, well, it's going to fall right off. That doesn't work. So let me try it like this. Nope, that's not going to work either. It will not stack on itself. So right now, the only thing we have that can stack on itself is a cube. Let's check these cylinders. So if I have a few different cylinders, if I put them like this, they're not going to be able to stack on themselves. But if I put them on their face, on their flat side, and put another flat side on and another flat side on, they'll stack up. I can move my hands away and they won't fall over. It's not even really centered and it still stays up. So these can definitely stack on themselves. So we'll put that one right there. And then a sphere. Can spheres stack on themselves? So here's a sphere, here's another sphere. Now, they're just going to roll away every time. So those cannot stack on themselves. Only two of them can stack on themselves, the cube and the cylinder. This question is asking which shapes can stack on other shapes, not necessarily on itself, but on other shapes. So if I have my cylinder, can that stack on, well, we already know that spheres can't stack at all. So go ahead and cross that one off because I know that one cannot stack at all. It'll just roll away. See, if I try to put it on top of something, it just rolls right off. If I try to put something on top of it, it just rolls right off. So we're not even going to use that one. But let's see. Can a cylinder and a cube stack on top of each other? Yeah, they're not falling over. I could switch them. They can definitely stack on top of other shapes. What about the cone? Oh, stacking right up. I can put it on top of the cube. I can put it on top of the cylinder. I just can't put it on top of a sphere or on top of itself. The cone would have to go on the top, but it can stack on other shapes. So we have three shapes that can stack on other shapes. This one is asking which shapes can roll, which is what we talked about on the other side, and they can stack on themselves. Should only be two of them. See if you can figure that one out. Which shapes can roll and stack on themselves? Not on other shapes, but on themselves. Oh, I'm sorry. I said it should be two. It should only be one. Sorry about that. I was thinking stack on other shapes, but nope. Only one shape can roll and stack on top of another shape. Stack on top of itself. I'm getting confused at the end. So this whole paper, parents, is to explain about how 3D shapes have different properties. Some of them can roll, some of them can stack, some of them can slide, some of them can do all of it. Just depends on which shape you're talking about. So if you have shapes at home to explore with, please let your child explore. If not, we can explore when we get back to class. That's fine. So I just wanted to show you how those shapes work and what these mean. That's our math for today.